The Hog Trail Murders, Florida's forgotten serial case. A state known for sunshine, beaches, and vacations. But beneath the palm trees and the endless highways lies a much darker truth. In the late 1990s, a trail of death wound its way through the woods and back roads of Charlotte County. Bodies left in shallow graves, bones scattered in remote fields, and a string of murders that would eventually be linked to one of Florida's most terrifying killers. This is the story of the Hog Trail Murders. Discovery in the woods. It all began in 1994 when a surveyor stumbled across human remains deep in the woods near Punta Gorda.
Bodies in the state of Florida, especially that and later time of year, they decompose rapidly because of the moisture, the heat.
At first, police didn't know what they had found. The remains were skeletal, badly decomposed, and scattered by animals. There was no clear cause of death, no weapon, no suspect. But the truth was far darker than anyone realized. This was only the beginning. A trail of bodies. Over the next 3 years, more bodies were found. Men, all with troubled pasts. Drifters, addicts, men living on society's edge. In 1996, construction workers uncovered another body, this time in Northport. Soon, another was found in Fort Myers. By 1997, at least 5 men had been discovered, all brutally murdered and dumped along the hog trails.
Total of 16 victims. But what's troubling is that some of the bones are estimated as having been killed sometime around 2001. And if this is the case, Conahan could not have been involved in those murders.
Meet Daniel Conahan. The investigation soon focused on one man, Daniel Conahan. A former medical corpsman in the Navy, Conahan lived in Punta Gorda and worked as a licensed practical nurse. On the surface, he seemed ordinary, quiet, neat, and unassuming. But neighbors found him odd. He had a fixation with ropes, with binding, and with young men he met on the streets. Conahan was known to offer men money in exchange for posing nude or participating in bondage photo shoots. Police believe this was how he lured his victims. What started as an offer of quick cash ended in torture, strangulation, and death.
He was enticing men from various bus stops and gatherings and camps into the woods using money, drugs, and alcohol as an enticement for them to consent to pose for nude bondage photos.
Lombard's body was found only half a mile away from 2 other victims. Detectives found rope marks on a tree near his body.
In 1996, Conahan's obsession finally caught up with him. A man came forward, claiming Conahan had lured him into the woods with the promise of $200. Once there, Conahan tried to tie him up. The victim fought back and escaped. This testimony gave police what they needed.
What we call a photo pack. It's 6 photographs. That thing had no sooner hit the table, he says, "That's him," and identified Conahan.
The person who is committing the crime, he has left hard evidence.
When detectives searched Conahan's home, they found rope, pornography, and evidence of his bizarre fixation with strangulation and bondage. His car matched descriptions given by witnesses near the murder sites. DNA linked him to one of the Hog Trail victims, and the gruesome details started to come into focus. In 1999, Daniel Conahan was charged with the murder of Richard Allen Montgomery, one of the Hog Trail victims.
The medical examiner recovered the little paint chip right by where the genitals had been removed. and we collected samples of the paint from Mr. Conahan's cars.
Stanley Burton had permanent damage to his vocal cord or his throat. Every breath he takes really is kind of tied back to that moment when he crossed Daniel Conahan.
The jury agreed. Conahan was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to death. But Montgomery was just one of many. Authorities believe Conahan may have killed as many as 9 to 21 men, though only one case ever made it to trial. Even today, the Hog Trail murders remain partly unsolved. Some of the bodies discovered in Charlotte and Lee counties have never been identified. Others are linked by geography and method, but without proof, Conahan cannot be formally charged. The Hog Trail murders remind us of how fragile life can be, and how evil can hide in plain sight. In a quiet Florida town, a nurse became a monster. His victims, forgotten men living on the margins, were left to rot in shallow graves, their stories nearly erased by time. This was the story of the Hog Trail murders. If you found this video chilling, subscribe for more true crime stories that lurk in the shadows. Until next time, stay safe and never stray too far off the trail.